guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shweta Vijay and today we are going to do a Q&A round, okay? So I did ask on Insta stories, I asked you guys to ask me a question, not skincare, not makeup, because I've done skincare, so many videos based on that and so many makeup videos, and I just wanted it to be more interesting for me, alright, selfishly. But there were a few questions regarding skincare and only the important ones I shall try to discuss it in this video. Alright, so let's get started. So the first question is from Sarah, the silent singer, _silent singer. I would like to know who and what inspired you to enter the modeling industry. Well, I think I have covered this before. It was a contest in the UAE called Miss India UAE. This was the first time it was being held in the UAE. I participated in that, I won that, and I got the taste of modeling, you know, because right after that I got a lot of campaigns in Dubai, and because of my height, I'm 5'9", ramp modeling was very easy. So I thought, hey, I should just pack my bags, and I just thought, why not choose Bombay? I mean, the most difficult destination, the scariest destination, why not choose that? Okay, I've always gone, you know, against the flow. That's been my life motto, and that's what I did. I went to Bombay and I decided to continue my modeling, and I won Femina Miss India and stuck by it. Things just worked for me. Right. The second question is from mxdhu_. Why you choose being a YouTuber even after getting Miss India crown? Well, I didn't become a YouTuber right after Miss India, did I? Miss India happened quite some time ago. I started modeling and I got into, heavily into media and whatever I could do in front of the camera, behind the camera. The only thing, like I said, I think I mentioned this before, when I got married and I came to, when I went to London basically, I wasn't getting any jobs, you guys, and that was really difficult for me. So I guess out of frustration and boredom, I used to trouble my husband a lot, and he was like, hey, you know, you used to model, why don't you just, you know a little bit of makeup, why don't you just face the camera and talk about what you like, what you don't like. Luckily, few people started to watch, and I think it's 3 years right now for me in this industry exactly, and touch wood, now things are working out, so it became a job for me. So it's Ishal Jain, and she said, how was your day after winning Miss India Earth? How did you plan to come into blogging? Well, I just explained how I came into blogging, but how my days were after winning the pageant, excellent. The treatment was just unbelievable. That flying business class or staying at 5-star hotels, and you know, everyone on your beck and call is just a wonderful opportunity. You know, doors are open for you. You know, whatever that you want to pursue, you can, if you have that heart and passion for it, or you are a go-getter who's ready to, you know, come what may, even if you have to compromise on your principles, you know, you can make it, okay? But that door will be open for you, and it's just amazing the kind of people that you would meet, the places that you get to travel. It's just a wonderful, wonderful 1 year. So Gaia3_Mahadev, she said, are you using any skin supplements or diet for glowing skin? I don't have glowing skin, it's a work in progress. But yes, I do take my supplements. I think it's very important. Yeah, good skin care products are equally important, you guys. You know, once you find your skincare regime that works for you, automatically your skin gets used to it. I found my regime. Sometimes my skin goes haywire because of the number of products that I test on a day-to-day basis, because that's part of my job. So some suits me, some doesn't, but definitely I take a protein powder kind of a supplement that it's plant-based, and I have been testing that one out for like 3 months, and I've been seeing a huge difference on my skin and hair. But it's all subjective, isn't it? What's been your biggest fear and how are you trying to overcome it? This is kibble.nibble. So my biggest fear is basically stagnancy. I'm really scared of being that lethargic person who's very happy with waking up in the morning, doing certain things, rituals in the house, and you know that timetable that you have, okay, and it goes on loop. I want to achieve whatever dreams I have in my head, okay? Now whether it comes true or not, that's in your destiny. Yeah, that's my biggest fear, and how I got over it is by working really hard and in setting boundaries. Like, you know, there were a few family members that were not happy, you know, when I went kind of against the flow, but you just got to, you know, do what makes you happy end of the day. So Nileenak. So she says, Shweta Chechi, whenever I messaged you on Insta and YouTube, you always reply. Thank you so much for being so sweet. I love you. Oh, thank you. I love you too. You know, I always reply to people who take time to comment under my videos. I'm very observant. I know exactly who those people are who take time to, you know, hit a like on Instagram as well as on YouTube, you know, because interaction needs to go both ways. I know people who are silent watchers at the same time, and then they suddenly trouble you only, well, not trouble, they suddenly contact you only if they want something. Those are the kind of people I will help once or twice, but after that I don't, you know. So lately I have been, you know, answering people that actually take the time and effort to help me grow on social media, because engagement, everything's about engagement, you guys. You know, whether it is on YouTube or Instagram, everything is about, even if a brand sees it, they're not seeing you for the person that you are, they're seeing the numbers. Unfortunately, that's how it is. So the people who really take time to write, I make sure I say a thank you and I reply back, especially under the video. Because if you guys can do that much for me, then I think that's the least I can do. I don't understand people who don't even say thank you to their viewers, you know, when they write something nice, or even if it's a constructive criticism. If it's hate, it's a clear block. But if it's constructive, or if it's something that they need a help and it's under the video, I really make sure that I read every message that you guys, you know, write down. So Chetna077 says, hey, can you please tell us about the setup you use for making a video? I have my Lumi, you know, G7X, you know, it's just a basic camera, it's a vlogging camera, and I do have my Canon. I have the whole setup back in London, but I never used it. I'm sitting right in front of my window because I prefer natural lights, and I've had studio lights before, and to be honest, I always prefer natural lights because you see the true color of whatever that you're showing, the makeup, you know, lipstick or your skin. You get to see every flaw properly with sunlight. You know, you can't cheat sunlight. So if you are someone who's planning to start YouTube, all I'm saying is you can just start with your basic mobile as well. So that's my basic setup. My phone is you know, iPhone 10, and that's it. iPhone X, iPhone 10, yeah. So it's just basic stuff. I shall leave all the information in the bottom bar. All right. So Bhavya_Bandari says, how do you deal with hatred? How can I say this, you know, it definitely does hurt. When I remember, when I'm not faced in any field that I've been, I have to say I've not faced so much of that angst and that hatred like the way I've faced ever since I started YouTube, okay? Like the way in YouTube, so many people take that liberty to write such unbelievable, horrible stuff under your video. You know, really, it used to affect me. I used to think about it. I used to like not be able to work because I'm extremely sensitive. But now I just block. I block. Like, even if there is personally, if I've come across somebody who I know who's like really horrible to me, that would be the last they will hear from me. And the same thing goes on social media as well. I don't argue back unless I find something so hilarious and so funny that I share it on Insta stories. Not because I'm angry, but because I find them to be so daft, you know. So I share that. But I just block otherwise. Nobody's got time to deal with a hater because you're not going to change them, you know. They will never change. There is a problem with them, and that needs to be corrected. They need to correct themselves, you know, and you can't do that. Suhana_Suffer says, hi Shweta, tell us about what you studied in college and an advice you'd like to. I did my arts basically, and she said you give yourself the advice you give your 18-year-old self. Well, I did my bachelor in arts, but what I would have told my 18-year-old self, I would have told her that, you know, don't have your entire life revolve around thinking that, oh my god, you need a man in your life and that man is going to rescue you. I would have told my 18-year-old self that travel as much as possible, because when you travel and you see the world, you suddenly, you gain such a wisdom, so I would like to tell my 18-year-old self to let go of things, because eventually everything falls into place. I would tell my 18-year-old self that to do everything with passion and to just enjoy life. That's it. Sajita.Nair says, Chechi, how to get over an unpleasant experience or heartbreak? I've been through it, and one thing I can tell you is take your time. So if you have to cry, you have to scream, you have to shout, do whatever you can to relieve yourself of that tension, of that hurt and aggression that you carry inside. But once that phase is over, try to move on, okay? Because the biggest mistake you can do is not spending time with your family and friends and not getting out and not doing things for yourself. So many of us, after a heartbreak, we just get into a cocoon and we sink into a rabbit hole at the same time, and we don't want to do anything. We think like we want to mourn the person that you have lost. One thing that you should do for yourself after a breakup is work out. Because when you look good, you feel good, and revenge body is not a myth. I'm telling you, it isn't, okay? So just work out, get all that aggression and that frustration out in the gym and look good for yourself. And spend time with your family and friends, because don't coop yourself inside that room and be one of those depressed rondus, you know, that just keep on crying and crying. Do all of that as much as you can as soon as the breakup gets over. And the moment you feel, okay, I don't have the strength to cry anymore, or I don't have the strength to be depressed anymore, start working on yourself. Okay, so Arya says, how do you work with brands? How long before you decide if they suit your channel? Most of the times the brands just contact me and we work together, but there are many times when I like a certain thing which I buy myself, and if I have reviewed it and I have absolutely fallen in love with it, I contact the brand, okay? Because there's no shame in this game, girl. If you really want to do well in life, and sometimes you just want to be as a go-getter, okay, because there's severe competition, and there is absolutely no shame. If you like something, you knock on that door and you ask for an opportunity. It's as simple as that. I'm still not in the big league, you know, I'm still in that 100,000 bracket, but you know, you just have to create that opportunity, and that's what I do. That's how I work with brands. If I like something, I will knock on their door and say, would you like to work with me, shamelessly? And many a times, luckily, because things are going pretty decent, okay, I have brands just approaching me, and most of the times I'm really lucky that it is, you know, I promote things that I anyway loved in the past and I'll continue to love. Another question is, how do you get sponsorship and PR? Now, when you start off this entire thing, like content creating and blogging, don't expect free PR for a very long time, because that comes after you gain some credentials, okay? And for me, like I said, 3 years now, and it's only the last 1 year I started getting PR and, you know, started getting gifts from people. So I would suggest you to not start off something based on that, okay? So how do you get it is basically you just keep on working, keep on reviewing, keep on doing your makeup tutorials, keep doing it, tag the brand, let them notice you. I mean, keep on tagging, even if they don't give you a like, it doesn't matter, you guys, just keep on working hard. Don't worry about numbers not going up, brands not noticing you. Do not stop, okay? So that's how you will get the brands to notice, and eventually, before you know it, they'll be sending things to you. The next question is, how do you deal with not having children and fertility issues? I don't think I've ever spoken about fertility or anything, and I think that's an issue which I would definitely like to start on in the coming year. It's crazy how much it really puts you down mentally, physically, everything, because you start blaming yourself. You cannot believe that your body is giving up on you when you really want something so badly, when things don't fall into place. I know that feeling, you guys. I have been there, I've struggled with it. But how to deal with it is basically, you know, you got to develop a thick skin. You really have to, because you can never change the other person that's asking you questions, unnecessary questions about, hey, when's the good news, or when's the baby, why are you not having children? You can't change them, okay, because that's their mindset, that's their lack of education and courtesy and etiquettes and decency, okay? So you can't change that, but you can develop a thick skin and just take it from one ear and push it off to the other. It does hurt, I'm not saying that it doesn't, but that doesn't mean that there's something wrong with you, okay? Work towards what needs to be done to get yourself healthy, because your life is not a baby. Your life is not your husband. Your life is not your in-laws or your parents. Your life is about you. And end of the day, when you realize what is most important, you know, you, how to take care of you, I'm talking internally, externally, then all these little things won't hurt you as much. Being someone who's not fertile, that shouldn't stop you from moving ahead in life, okay? Because if that was the case, then I think I would have ended my life years ago, you know, with that shame and that disgust. And I found myself to, I taught myself to love whatever that is going in my body. So when you wake up in the morning and you think, oh my God, what is wrong with me? Everything will go wrong with you. It's as simple as that. But if you start sending blessings to each and every part of your body, you know, automatically it's all manifestation, you guys. Everything is manifestation. And I have to make a video on, you know, I have mentioned this on Insta stories about manifestations and, you know, the power of positive thinking. And I have to make a video on this because it can change even a person who's going through the worst, you know, health problems. It can pull that person out of it. So I really need to get cracking on that video for sure. Sorry, you said no skincare questions, but can you explain the vitamin C niacinamide again? I'm just going to make this brief, okay? I said no skincare, but so vitamin C has got stable, unstable, you know, there are two types, okay? And unstable is the pure potent one. And usually mixing, see, there's so many research out there that says you can mix acids together, you can mix actives together, and I'm sure you can. There are many skin that loves it. But I'm someone who comes from that old school thoughts that when you're trying out something, like when it comes to ingredients like, you know, acids, or you're trying to mix actives together, I prefer to take it slowly, okay? Because there's some skin that are super sensitive, and our skin is becoming super sensitive. I don't know, blame it on the climate, blame it on our food habits, or just blame it on our lifestyle. Our skin is not like how it used to be when we were growing up. Especially after 30s or after 25s, you would see that your skin becomes more and more sensitive. So I would say that just one at a time. So even if it's an unstable vitamin C, that is pure vitamin C. I know so many people who are allergic to pure vitamin C. It burns them. So find what suits your skin. And when it is unstable, I would say that you can separate niacinamide and vitamin C. You can put vitamin C in the morning, niacinamide at night, or the other way around. So I wouldn't mix the two, because it's like two strong elements coming together which can irritate your skin. Now the stable ones, okay, where many skincare, like I know so many skincare has stable vitamin C, namely has it, so that's why it has got a little bit of niacinamide. I know Mama Earth's blemish control has got niacinamide in it. So there's so many that provide that with niacinamide, and it works. It really does. It can work on your skin. There is no problem, but I would still say test it out, especially if you have super sensitive skin. With skincare, when it comes to, you know, retinols, acids, this, that, you know, when I'm talking about anything that deviates from natural organic skincare, always tread carefully, okay? Let your skin get used to it. It's like a marriage, all right? You need to get to know the skin, and the ingredient needs to get to know each other before they fall in love with each other. So Annie Vaidyan says, how do I step into the world of skincare, makeup and YouTube? Just do it, girl. What's stopping you? There's no timing, or there's no how to, or nothing. You just put a camera in front of you and talk about something that you really like. It could be about a skincare that really did well for you, and you are giving your feedback to your audience, you know, saying that why it worked for you. Same thing with makeup, you know, you could either do a tutorial, you know, apply all of that makeup, or you can talk about it, you know, find what your niche is. Like, as you noticed, I don't do as many makeup tutorials as I used to do before, because I found that my audience, I connect more with doing reviews, okay, because that's what I love doing. I love to find out about the ingredients, about how it works on the skin. Because whenever I used to search for certain things on YouTube, I never got that satisfaction, you know, of getting my questions answered. So I wanted to be that one source where people can come to and, you know, get to know about the good and bad. So like that, you find out what your strengths are and just start off. Whatever it is, whatever you're passionate about, even if it's cooking, just do it. Do you feel excited when you get more followers, or you feel okay about it? This Swati Rampur. I'm not someone who has been into that, you know, following kind of a cult, you know, that I'm not into that mentality. Otherwise I would have disclosed my numbers even here on YouTube, and I get so many questions saying why you're not doing that. I wanted people to follow me for me. No matter what or how good your content is, they will look at your number and they'll be like, nah, I don't want to watch this. And I'm sure all of us have done that. You know, we look at the number and we're like, this has got really, you know, not that many views, or the number, she doesn't have that many followers. Is it worth watching the video? And then sometimes when you give that person a try, you're like, hey, actually the person is good. And it's not the numbers that makes me happy, it's the fact that you guys like me for me, you know, and that's why you're following. And that makes me really happy. Who motivated you to be an honest person on YouTube? I love you for that. There's no motivation to be honest, is it? You either are or you're not. There's nothing like you need, you know, it is because it is thanks to the way my mom brought me up, or dad. Yeah, my dad was always outspoken, so is mom. You know, they will tell you exactly if they like something, they don't like it, they will tell it straight on your face, because that's how we have been as a family. You know, we don't believe in gossiping and behind someone's somebody. It just doesn't make sense. You rather talk to that person and say, I didn't like this, you know. So I guess that has just translated into what I'm doing even here on YouTube. That's why even with brands when I work with, if you notice, it's very sporadic. It's not, you know, like continuous, what you call it, sponsorship deals that I do, because most of the brands don't understand where I come from when I tell them, can you send it to me? Can I test it for 2 weeks? And then can I get back to you and tell you exactly how it suited me and take this forward? Some brands are really understanding and there are many who are not. That puts me in a very difficult position also work-wise on YouTube, but yeah. Thank you though, that's a great compliment. So Manju, okay, I'm not going to mention this girl's name, maybe it's a private thing. She said, how do you deal with husbands who are not only physically abusive but mentally abusive? Because I believe mentally can torture you. Yes, mentally. You know, physical abuse is definitely one of the worst crimes you can do to your partner, to anybody, okay? Anyone, mother, daughter, father, son, whatever. That physically abusing someone is a big no-no, okay? It is such a big crime. But what people do not understand is mental abuse as well. You know, putting down a person, verbally abusing them with bad language. You know, it just completely cuts down your self-esteem. It makes you question about you and, you know, whatever that you're capable of. And many a times there are a lot of people on the other side that verbally abuse you, mentally abuse you much more than physical abuse. Maybe they are scared to physically do something, so to put you down and to cut your self-esteem, they start to mentally abuse you, okay? And those are the worst humans on earth. They really are. And it is not about you, darling, it's about the person that you're with. And if you are continuing your life with someone who's going to always run you down, then I would blame you for it, because if you don't value yourself, no one is going to do so. And it doesn't matter if it's your husband and you have kids, no, you know, because how long this will kill you. And many a times I know so many people who have an early death because they have been mentally abused, because you get into such depression that it's unbelievable and you don't need to put up with that. Either get counseling, both of you together. Someone who puts you down doesn't need to be there in your life. You can correct them once, twice, but the third time you correct them and you stay, shame on you. So Aishu_Krish says, nothing to us, but thank you so much for introducing good products to us. Love from all the way from Bangalore. I love you too, thank you. Carefully_careless08 says, hi Shweta D, which cuisine do you like the most? And also lots of love to you. Lots of love to you as well. And I love Lebanese food, and I love our Kerala food at the same time, and Punjabi food. So basically Indian food and Lebanese. According to you, the must-haves in every girl's wardrobe, I think this is from Risha. I think it is a nice white shirt, blue jeans, a nice fitted trouser, a good blazer, and a beautiful sari. Those are just the basics. I shall do a video on that. Actually, thank you for giving me a very good idea. Okay, so Reshmi_88 says, how can I cope with my family making comments about my lipstick and makeup? It's so irritating. You know what it is? But you just ignore them, because you do you, end of the day. It makes you happy, right? You feel good when you wear something. You think I've not heard comments like that throughout my life? Or why are you loving makeup so much? Why are you wearing red? Why are you wearing this? Why are you wearing black nail polish? I've done it all. So I just smile at them and I'll be like, because I like it. I'm not putting it on your face. And I I don't argue back because that's them. They have not had anyone in their life to instill confidence in them when they wanted to do certain things. You know, those are the kind of people that are so stuck in a rut where they have not had anyone tell them like, hey, you look nice, or you know, or they must have had the same exact people tell them the same thing when they tried something new. So don't worry about that. You just do what makes you happy. How does one start a YouTube channel? How much money can we expect per month? Oh, don't start YouTube channel thinking you're going to make money immediately, okay? So it's going to take you minimum 1 year depending on the kind of audience and the kind of reach and the kind of views. I know so many people who have only 10,000 subscribers, but one video would have gone viral and they would have monetized it and got their money out of it. Brands start to work with them. It all depends on luck. Everything is luck based out here. I know so many who have had 50,000, like when I was in 50,000 mode, no one wanted to work with me. You know, the only way I would make money is by actually, like I said, I would contact the brands, and if they said yes, then okay. Or you know, affiliate programs and discount codes. You know, just ask the brand, like, you know, can we work something? Can I be under your affiliate program so you get your money somewhere there? And also you monetize it, you know, because you know, the more people watch, you know, Google pays you all that AdSense, everything that you can get into. But when you're starting off, I hope that you guys would have a secondary income and not just rely on YouTube, okay? But I do not have time for people who go down my bloody videos and write a nasty comment so that they can get a couple of thumbs up. From 33, married for 9 years and no children. I had a best friend of mine who actually took me to a plastic surgeon to change my face so that I would look better, and she was one of my closest friends. And I know so many bloggers who also demean you in front of brands. I've heard that from so many brands also, that this blogger is talking bad about that blogger. So then one fine day he just sent me an email saying that, hi, my name is Giri, and you know, my dad has been in touch with your mom, and apparently they know each other, right?